Welcome back, students. This is physics for you. Our topic today is vectors. I have already written the term vector. Now, what is a vector? A vector is any physical quantity, having both direction and magnitude and obeys certain laws. Any physical quantity having both direction and magnitude cannot be vector. For example, current I. If I connect a battery like this and there is a resistance and I put a switch, as soon as I switch it on, the current will flow from positive to the negative side. It will always flow from positive to the negative side. Similar way, if we consider a junctor, this is I1, this is I2. The current will always flow in this direction, not in this direction. It will flow along the path connected. That is, it will be given as I3 equals to I1 plus I2. So it has no definite laws. It only obeys one laws. But there are certain laws in vectors that must be satisfied for a physical quantity to be a vector. Okay. Now, how to express a vector? How to express a vector? A vector in your book is given by either like this or by a bold letter. This or this. Actually, there are several types of vectors. You will know gradually. I will be telling one by one, but most important vector is the unit vector. What are unit vector? We know generally there are three unit vectors: I cap, j cap and k cap. These three unit vectors gives the direction of the coordinate axes. Plus I cap gives the direction of positive x axis. Plus j cap gives the direction of positive y axis. Plus k cap gives the direction of positive z axis. Now, what do you mean by a unit vector? A unit vector whose magnitude is 1. Magnitude is 1 is called a unit vector. A vector quantity having a magnitude of 1 is called a unit vector. Now, similarly, minus I cap indicates negative x axis, minus j cap indicates negative y axis, minus k cap indicates negative z axis. Okay. Let us consider the three axes x, z and y. Now along this I cap, this is the origin O, this will be J cap, this will be K cap. A vector is written like I cap AX, J cap AY, K cap AZ, where AX, AY and AZ are the intercepts of a vector on positive x, positive y and positive z axis respectively. And the magnitude of the vector is given as root under mod ax square, mod ay square and mod az square. This is the magnitude. Now you may ask, sir, I have put the square root, so where is the plus minus sign? Since I have taken the mod over a vector, so we have to consider only the positive value of the root over. We have to consider only the positive value. Now addition of vectors. How vectors are added? Vectors are generally not added in a normal algebraic way. जैसे कि आप लोग करते हैं 4 + 3 = 7 like that. ऐसा नहीं होता है वेक्टर्स में. वेक्टर्स में कुछ स्पेशल लॉज है जिसको हमको ओबे करना पड़ता है, जिसमें से हमको रिजल्टेंट निकालना पड़ता है. ठीक है. सो वी आर गोइंग टू सी व्हाट आर दोज लॉज. एक्चुअली वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट 3 लॉज. नंबर 1 इज पैरेललोग्राम. Parallelogram law of vector addition. Number 2, triangle law of vector addition. Number 3, polygon law. So these are the 3 basically methods by which vectors are added. Actually all the 2 others originated from triangle law. I will show you in the course. Now first we will see what is triangle law. The law states that if 2 sides of a triangle, 2 adjacent sides of a triangle represents 2 vectors taken in a same order, then the third side of the triangle will represent the resultant of the 2 vectors taken in a reverse order. So what does this mean? Now I am drawing a triangle. Let this be a triangle. If A vector and B vector are represented by the 2 adjacent sides taken in the same direction, that is they are moving in an anticlockwise direction, then the third side of the triangle will give the resultant of the 2 vectors taken in the reverse order. Look, R, the direction of R is clockwise while the direction of both A and B vector are along anticlockwise. So this is triangle law. I am making it again a clear note to you. If 2 adjacent sides of a triangle represents 2 vectors, A vector and B vector, taken in a same direction, then the third side of the triangle will represent the resultant of the 2 vectors taken in the reverse order. Now, parallelogram law of vector addition. Parallelogram law of vector addition. Now, what is parallelogram law of vector addition? This law states if the 2 adjacent sides of a parallelogram represents 2 vectors A vector and V vector, then the diagonal drawn from the adjacent point of the two adjacent sides will represent their resultant. If this side represents A vector, this side represents B vector, then R will represent the resultant of A vector and V vector. Now this law also comes from triangle law. How? I will show you. Now for a parallelogram, the opposite sides are parallel. So if this is A vector, then this is also A vector. If this is B vector, this is also B vector. Now you can see A vector, B vector equals to this vector. Triangle law. You can see that way also B vector plus A vector equals to this. So triangle law is implemented in parallelogram law. Again, polygon law. I will give you a PDF top note on it, the law of vector additions. So after this class. Now parallelogram law. Polygon law. Let us consider a polygon. If this is A vector, this is B vector, this is D vector, this is F vector, this is H vector, and let this is the resultant R vector. Now we will see. Let this be the C vector taken in this side, this be E vector taken along this side, this be G vector. Now C vector equals to A vector plus B vector. Again E vector equals to C vector plus D vector. You can see that in each section we are applying the triangle law. A vector B vector is the resultant C vector. C vector D vector resultant is E vector. That means E vector is equals to A vector plus B vector plus D vector. Now G vector equals to E vector plus F vector. E vector plus F vector, that is A vector plus D vector plus B vector plus F vector. Now the final resultant, that is R vector, equals to G vector plus H vector, that is A vector plus B vector plus D vector plus F vector plus G vector plus H vector. So you can see all the vectors are represented by the sides of the polygon, and the last side represents the resultant of these vectors taken in the reverse order. Look, the direction of all the vectors taken along the lines of the polygon is along the same direction, that is they are in anti-clockwise direction, but the resultant, that is the last side, enclosing side of the polygon, will represent the resultant taken in the reverse order. So it is also stated and proved. Okay, but you can see that all the three laws are dependent on the triangle law of vector addition. It is dependent on the triangle law, all the three vectors. Okay.